Something big is happening at Bethesda. Behind closed doors at the end of 2025, a select group of people saw something that could change everything. Microsoft is throwing some serious money at a problem, and key people who have made your favorite games for years are walking out the door. 2026 is going to be the year that decides Bethesda's future. Will they pull off an amazing comeback, or is this just the beginning of the end? Bethesda knows that Starfield had problems. When the game came out, some people liked it and some didn't. The Shattered Space add-on got really bad reviews on Steam, but Bethesda isn't giving up. They're fixing the whole game, or at least that's what it seems. The biggest change rumored is better space travel. Right now, the game has too many loading screens, like way too many when you fly between planets. People found clues in the game's code that show Bethesda is fixing this problem. And hopefully, if the problem is resolved, soon you'll be able to fly from one planet to another without stopping every 30 seconds for a loading screen. That's the rumor. There's more good news. Microsoft's special technology team and the Coalition, the people who make the Gears of War games, are helping Bethesda. They're making Bethesda's game engine better by adding features from Unreal Engine. And here's the best part. These improvements will also help Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5. So this isn't just about fixing Starfield. They're more or less using this as a test bed for future development. And then there's also a new add-on called Terran Armada, and it's coming in 2026. Fans have found some secret hints in Bethesda's anniversary video that told them the name. And this add-on will focus on the United Colonies and include new spaceships and better space battles. Also, Starfield won't just be on Xbox anymore. It's coming to PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 2 when the big update finally rolls out. And Microsoft seems to want everybody to play it. The big question is it too late to fix Starfield? Or can Bethesda make an amazing comeback like No Man's Sky did? People are kind of equating this to Cyberpunk 2.0. But here's something wild. While Bethesda works on fixes, modders have already saved the game. Star Wars Genesis is a massive mod collection that transforms Starfield into Star Wars. We're talking new planets, factions like the Rebel Alliance and Empire, reworked combat, and tons of custom content. Players are saying it's the Star Wars RPG they've always wanted. Eat your heart out, Knights of the Old Republic. The game is probably boosting Starfield sales right now, but it's only a matter of time before Mickey Mouse shows up with all his lawyers and shuts this thing down. But hopefully, it lasts a little longer. But for now, it's making Starfield relevant again in ways that Bethesda couldn't. Let's address the elephant in the room, Elder Scrolls 6. Todd Howard said the game is still a long way off. That's not what fans wanted to hear. The game was first announced in 2018, which was 8 years ago. Now here's what happened. They announced the game in 2018, and for about 5 years, only a small team worked on planning, while everyone else finished Starfield. The full team only started making the game in late 2023 or early 2024, so they've only really been working on it now for about 2 years. My thought is that maybe they would have been a little further along in development if they didn't have to completely rebuild their broken game. But, Now, people that know about the game think it'll come out between 2027 and 2029. This means we might have to wait 3 more years or even longer. And where is it going to take place? Well, probably Hammerfell. Bethesda hasn't officially said where the game happens, but everything points to Hammerfell. The 2018 video showed desert and beaches that looked like Hammerfell. An artist at Bethesda accidentally shared pictures of Hammerfell, and the official Elder Scrolls Twitter even posted a hint that pointed to Hammerfell. It might also include High Rock, which is next to Hammerfell, but this would bring back areas from an old game called Daggerfall. This makes sense for the story, considering that Hammerfell is the home to the warriors called the Red Guards. They beat the Aldemari Dominion in a war. Those are the bad guys called Thalmor and Skyrim that everyone hates. But Elder Scrolls 6 will use Creation Engine 2 with all the improvements from Starfield 2.0. That means better graphics, less loading screens, and smoother movement. And Microsoft is helping to add new features while keeping things that let people mod the game, which is nice. The Fallout TV show was really popular, like way more popular than anyone thought it would be, and when Season 1 came out, way more people started playing Fallout 76. The player count more than doubled. So Bethesda is making lots of Fallout content, because that's where the money is. Fallout 5 is definitely happening, but don't get too excited yet. Todd Howard said it will come out after Elder Scrolls 6, and if ES6 comes out between 2027 and 2029, that means Fallout 5 won't come until the early 2030s. That's like 10 years from now. It'll be 40 years old. And the good news is, Todd Howard said in November 2025 that Fallout 5 will connect to the TV show. Whatever happens in Season 2 and other seasons will be a part of Fallout 5's story. Likely be Season 9 or 10 before it's even out, so I don't, yeah. But here's the real exciting news. Fallout 3 and New Vegas are getting remasters. A reporter named Jez Corden said that both games are getting the same treatment as the Oblivion remaster. That means they'll look like the modern games with the Unreal Engine 5 graphics and the beautiful textures, but the gameplay will stay the same as the original games. They might be made by a company called Virtuos. They helped make the Oblivion remaster, and there's also a chance that they might put both games together in one package. Now, they haven't said when these games will come out, but 2026 or 2027 seems likely. Now, Fallout 76 keeps getting big updates. They just added a huge update called Burning Springs for the game's 10th anniversary, and more content connected to Season 2 of the TV show is coming. And Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition just came out on Switch 2 with better graphics for Xbox Series X and S. And Bethesda is taking full advantage of the TV show's success, and honestly, it makes sense financially. But here's the part that's worrying. Bethesda Game Studios now has 450 to 500 employees in 4 different places: Rockville, Montreal, Austin, and Dallas. That's a lot more than the 110 people who made Skyrim and Fallout 4. But having more people doesn't always make things better. Vital workers who have been there for a very long time have left. Pete Hines worked there for 24 years and left in October of 2023 right after Starfield came out. Will Shen, who designed Quest for Starfield, left for another company, and Nathan Perkypile, that's an awesome name, worked there for 14 years on Skyrim, Fallout 3, and Fallout 4, and then left to start his own small game company. He said that he was tired of making huge games and dealing with too many rules. Nice going, Todd. Matt Firor, F-I-R-O-R, I hope that's not Führer, who directed Elder Scrolls Online, left after Microsoft canceled a project in 2025. So people who used to work there talked about being exhausted after making Skyrim, leaving after Microsoft bought the company, and having to sit in hundreds of meetings every day. They really said hundreds of meetings. The studio still has Todd Howard, yay, making most of the big decisions that worked fine with 100 people, but with over 500 people, it's causing problems and slowing things down. A designer named Emil Pagliarulo defended Starfield, and he said the team is listening to fans every step of the way, but he also said that some of the criticism doesn't understand how hard game development is. But the problem is, Emil, a lot of the criticism is fair. The game has repetitive locations, boring space exploration, and problems with how the worlds are randomly created. These are big design problems, not just small bugs, buddy. Bethesda is at a tough point. They've grown really big, but they're losing the experienced workers who made their best games. They're also having trouble keeping the creative vision with such a huge team. Now, what's definitely happening in 2026? Not 16 times the detail. The Xbox Direct is January 22nd. Starfield 2.0 and the Terran Armada add-on are coming sometime in 2026, along with PlayStation 5 and Switch 2 versions. Bethesda is celebrating their 40th anniversary, so expect some kind of celebration. For rumors and possibilities, Fallout 3 and New Vegas remaster announcements could happen anytime, and there's definitely more Fallout 76 content coming to connect with the TV show. As for Elder Scrolls 6, we might see an announcement in 2026, but nothing is confirmed yet. But let's be honest about when the games are actually coming out, because Elder Scrolls 6 won't come out until 2027 or 2029 at the earliest, and Fallout 5 is probably coming in 2030 to 2032 or later. That's just how long it takes to make these huge games these days, even with 450 or 500 people in your studio. 2026 is a really important year for Bethesda. Starfield 2.0 is their chance to prove that they can fix their mistakes. They're using Microsoft's money and help from the coalition to make major improvements, and if it works, it shows that they're on the right track for Elder Scrolls 6. If it fails, people will really start questioning if Bethesda can still hack it in the modern era. So what do you guys think? Can Bethesda actually make a comeback, or were their best games 15 years ago? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to stay updated on everything Bethesda in 2026, hit that subscribe button. This is going to be a wild year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Sit up in our chair, lots of energy. Okay.
From dusk till dawn, I turn my speakers on. Why they wanna play with the king? I told them meet LeBron. There's darkness in my city, wrong moves, and you won't see the sun. They be talking loud, but never been where the creatures hunt. And bleed for this dream, so why your eyes